Hi, it's me again, and I have got a bloody brilliant one for you today. I found this clip on the internet. It's from an American TV show in the late 80s, early 90s, I think it is, and it's about the TV licence. Now, I'm not one to use clickbaity titles and that in my videos, as you well know, but I thought it was well worth it this time because this is 10 minutes of your life you'll quite enjoy. Well, I did. Anyway, first we're going to talk about the TV licence with some American people. Then we follow around some real-life TV licence inspectors on their day-to-day business, and we get to see inside a TV licence detector van the equipment they have in there. Absolutely brilliant. Watch this along with me. I enjoyed it, and I'm going to watch it with you now. Let's take a look.
In this country, what are the things you need a license for?
Driving.
To buy a gun.
How about hunting?
I guess if you want to sell liquor.
How about watching TV?
Watching TV?
No, anybody could watch whatever they dang well please, I guess.
Yeah, well, over in Great Britain, you can't. You have to go to the government, get a license. You have to pay for a license just for the privilege of watching television.
Get out of here.
No, in order to watch TV, just to watch it.
I'd be in jail for life.
We sent our reporter, Jeff Stilson, over to the UK to find out why it is you have to get a license to watch free TV.
I'd like to know that.
Well, let's watch.
Now, it does make you wonder what people in countries who don't have a TV licence must think of us having to pay an annual fee to the government to watch telly. I know we're not the only country that has it, but it does, when you say it like that and when you see it like that, it does sound ridiculous, doesn't it? Right, we're going to skip over to the UK now and see what's going on over there. But it's good. I like this video. I don't know if you can tell. Anyway.
I was amazed to find out that unlike the United States, where the airwaves are free, you Brits have to have a license from the government to own a television set. Cashing out £86.50 each year for the right to own a TV seemed weird. I couldn't imagine how anyone could hope to enforce this strange law. Yeah, well, there you go. That's how we know how old this show is. £86.50. So can anyone tell me in the comments what year the TV licence was £86.50? Right. Let's watch on. But then I met Ivan and Andy, TV license officers. Their mission? To make sure everyone with a TV has a license to watch it.
You move the aerial to the direction that we suspect the television, and by picking up a signal on the graph here, we can actually locate within a couple of feet the location of the television.
Ivan and Andy look like good fun at a dinner party, don't they? That fucking aerial thing they're moving about. Look at our sophisticated equipment. We can detect what you're watching. We're Ivan and Andy. Anyway, it gets a lot better, this. It's a really good show. Watch on.
It isn't easy catching people watching TV without a license.
No, it isn't easy catching people watching TV without a license because your equipment doesn't work. It's fake.
You have to be prepared.
I'll get the visits off the area manager, make sure I've got 178s, I've got my ID card, I have the envelopes, make sure I've got sufficient pens, make sure I drink me coffee and put that away, and then basically I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go out. Channel 4. Yeah, interesting. Yes, it's quite a strong signal.
It's not as glamorous as it looks. TV cheats are everywhere, and they can be pretty tough characters.
We've got a pretty strong signal there. Now, in the days of the CRT TVs, you could actually detect them, but I'm not quite sure what they're detecting there because that's just an RF frequency thing, and TVs receive a frequency, they don't give one out. So I'm not quite sure what they're detecting there, but they do look like they mean business with their mini TV aerial they keep waving about.
He said, according to our system, computer, you don't have a TV licence, and I says no. And he says, do you have a television set? And I said, yeah.
Yvette is a mother of 4 who was at home sick when she was caught doing some flagrant unlicensed viewing.
Well, he says, you'll be prosecuted.
63% of those cited for not having a license are women, and many of them, like Yvette, are unemployed mothers.
So if you don't pay a television license fee, then you're considered a criminal.
You're considered to be breaking the law.
I made a few payments, and I think it was the week before Christmas, and I couldn't afford to send any more. And a warrant was issued for my arrest.
I don't know what year this is, and I don't know about the laws throughout the history of the TV licence, but they make it sound in this one like if you own a TV and you turn that fucker on, you have to pay for a TV licence. Now, it's not the case today. As you all know watching this, you can own all the TVs you want. The only thing you can't watch is TV as it's being broadcast or BBC iPlayer. But, you know, internet TV and BBC iPlayer didn't exist at this time and that. So a lot of people did get caught watching telly without a licence, but they weren't caught by that bloke waving a fucking antenna around. That just didn't happen. They got caught because he knocked on the door, said, "I've been detecting you're watching TV," and they went, "Oh no, you got me." And he went, "Yeah, I bloody have now." Anyway.
Now, I always thought the airwaves were free.
Well, basically they are, but in fact the right to use the airways, the government, I mean, there is a government regulation that actually says that in fact to use the airways you have to have a licence.
And if you don't, you can expect a visit from Ivan and Andy, TV license officers.
Woo, 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 woo. We could detect you're watching TV using a fucking shitty little miniature aerial off a 14-inch colour portable.
How did you manage to find me? I made sure you weren't able to pick up my signal.
See, I told you, Frank.
Well, a fluke.
Why risk it? With every address on our central computer, it's only a matter of time before we catch you. And then you could be watching horror.
So more BBC propaganda there. That was an old advert about the TV licence. I was sure you wouldn't be able to pick up my signal. There isn't a signal. They're just trying to lay the seed in your head that your signal could have been picked up. There was no signal to be picked up. They're just trying to lay the seed to scare people. And loads of the adverts are all propaganda-y like that. It's bad. I don't know how they got away with it. You wouldn't get away with that today, would you?
If they catch you, you'll pay a fine of up to £1,000. And if you can't pay the fine, you may end up watching TV in jail.
So this is your first offense, and you had to go to prison for it?
Yes.
Did you have your own cell, or?
No, I was in a cell with someone who was a drug addict.
It was terrible what they did to me. But I was an innocent and I didn't know what to expect when I was going there. It was very upsetting for us all.
It was humiliating, degrading. I can't understand why they sent me there. I never expected that. Never.
Do you find it absurd that someone who doesn't pay their television license fee can end up in a prison cell next to someone who has been charged with murder?
Well, I think they're unlikely to end up in the same prison, let alone in adjoining cells.
Obviously, a fine defaulter may find herself next to somebody being charged with quite a serious offence.
Like?
Well, it could be murder.
There was one there next door to me, attempted murderer, murderers, arsonists.
Prostitution, shoplifting, assault.
So as he said there, it's a fine defaulter that would go to prison. You can't go to prison for not having a TV licence. It's just a fine. The reason you go to prison is because you defaulted on your fine, and that's what these women did. And as a nation, we should be bloody ashamed of ourselves that that situation occurred. But in a minute, we're going to see inside the detector van, so it's going to cheer us all up again. You wait.
Absurd or not, 300 women are sent to prison each year for failing to pay TV license funds. Women serving hard time for owning a TV. Hey, you better stop them before they watch again. It's all in a day's work for Ivan and Andy, TV license officers.
Right, switch this on. Now I can select from this, pressing in the channel. I'll start the house marker going. A lot of quiz programs are on, very, very popular. I press that again and I get a recording of what I've been picking up.
So there we go. That is bloody rare. And I have never seen TV footage like that before, actually inside a detector van. And they've got bugger all in there. Bugger all in there. Wind it back, take another look. They've got frequency detectors, which is the frequency the TV channel's being broadcast, and so they can bring it up on their little screen. They can do nothing. And that is a bloody rare piece of footage, that inside a TV license detector van. Always wanted to see inside one. Now we have. But it's good, this show, isn't it? What do you think so far? You enjoying it? I am. I think it's great. Right, let's carry on.
When Andy and Ivan get rolling in their detector-mobile, no TV cheat can breathe safely, even if they're living near someone else's TV.
Whose television set is it?
Mine.
And Julie received a fine?
Julie was fined and taken to court for a television set which didn't belong to her. They just didn't want to listen. They just wanted to make an example of her, because so many people now cannot afford a TV licence.
I know it's wrong. I'm not standing here saying it's okay not to have your telly on and not have a licence. But I don't think I should have been sent to prison for it as a punishment. It seems a bit severe for just watching the TV.
Well, she wasn't sent to prison for not having a TV licence. She was sent to prison for not paying the fine she received for not having a TV licence. But the fact still remains that we should be ashamed as a nation that that situation ever managed to happen to a single mother with, 3 or 4 kids or something on benefits. Absolutely shocking that our country allowed that to happen, isn't it? What do you think?
Well, it's a matter for government, not for the BBC. Basically, our job is, in fact, to act within the law, not to decide the law.
I think we basically take the view it's a matter for the BBC, and they've got to have some mechanism for enforcing the licence fee system.
I'm a great believer that this country on the whole is a very civilised country. We've got a very good legal tradition, and I want to see people treated justly. And I think the notion of locking women up for not paying their television licences, I think most people would feel sort of almost naturally that there's something a bit wrong with that. We should have a better way of dealing with this problem.
Whatever the concerns of prison governors, 2 men stand between freedom and the anarchy of unlicensed viewing. Ivan and Andy, TV license officers. Hear that knock at your door? Quick, hide the TV. Yes, this one, the one my voice is coming out of. Hurry, before it's too late.
So what did you think about that? I thought it was absolutely bloody brilliant. And how much do you hate Ivan and Andy? I'd like to know what they're up to now, and how many people they managed to find and how much commission they earned from it. Now, we had to watch this together, and I had to talk over it, otherwise there'd be a copyright issue. And you're allowed to use things like this in your videos, as long as you use it for a commentary or parody or something. It's got to have a purpose. I can't just show it. Me talking over it is commentary. I'm allowed to use this clip under fair use of copyright law, so everything's fine like that. So that's why I had to talk with you through it. But I hope you enjoyed watching that with me, and let me know in the comments below what you thought, because I thought that was great and a really rare thing to see inside a TV licence detector van, wasn't it? So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video again soon. Bye.